All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. It's been a while. We're ready to get back into it. I was on vacation, kind of just got back. So, ready to get back into the groove of things. Let's try and make some money today. That's the number one goal, is making some money. That's all that matters. That's all that matters is making some money. That's all we care about right now is making some money. So, we're going to see what we do. Mr. R, what's good? What's good? What's good? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, brother. I hope you're doing great. I hope you're ready to make some money. We're going to do our best to make some money on today's stream. We went all the way up to like 80 something dollars. Now we're down to like 78 or so, or 70. What is that? Something like that. Rajesh said hi. What's good? What's good, Rajesh? What's good? Ooh. Hope you guys are having a great trading week so far. I actually haven't taken any trades so far this week because Monday was Memorial Day and today's Tuesday, which you guys know I don't trade on Tuesdays. So I haven't taken any trades. But last week was really good. Last week was really, really good. So can't complain. How you guys doing? How you guys doing? How are you guys doing? Hope you guys are doing great. Hope you guys are doing great. Let me see. Oh, there you go. My fault. My fault. Got to pull this back up. And there you go. Yeah, so I'm hoping we can catch some bangers, guys. We got to make some money today. All right? We've got to make some money. Here's what the 1 hour is looking like. All right? So you know me, guys. I always do a top-down analysis, right? I'm not really supposed to be doing anything because, I mean, you can see all our previous trades right here. And right now, price, obviously we had a high, a low, lower high, lower low. And now, right now, it's forming. We can't really tell. You know what I mean? On the short term of things, if this breaks this, then we have a lower low. But as of this leg right here, we could still be forming a higher high. This could be a little mini retracement to go and break this high and eventually break that one. We don't know. But we're still somewhat over on uptrend. We've had a bit of a market structure shift or change in character. But, you know what I mean? It doesn't really tell us per se what we got going on. On the 4 hour, on the 4 hour, just based off of this trajectory. Let me see if I can go back a little bit. Right? Just off of this, you can literally see we have lower highs and lower lows. Okay? Lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. That means there's a good chance we're going to break this. Let me bring this over here. Okay? We're going to break this low as well. So we might be, Mario said, afternoon, buddy, afternoon, good people. What's good, Mario MG? What's good, what's good, what's good? Welcome back to the trading challenge. Welcome back to the family. Welcome back to the live. I wasn't here last week. If you guys noticed, I think I missed 2 streams because I was on vacation. I didn't say anything to anybody. I didn't even post any stories. It was more of an intimate vacation with like family and stuff. So I didn't really want to show, you know, certain people in the vlogs and all that good stuff. But it was such a good vacation. And many more to come, guys. Many more to come. So for now, we're going to focus on trading. So as you can see here, you know, just off a basic market structure, you can just see we have lower highs and lower lows, which means, well, we're over on a down channel. Okay, if I go down this way, you can also see kind of like that. Okay, that we kind of got this going on. You see what I'm saying? So it's not hard to see that we're overall in a downtrend, but this is the 4 hour, which means even though we're in a downtrend, maybe from here to like from this point to this point, this could be a mini retracement to at least give us something towards the upside before it goes down. We don't know. But what we do know is that as we go closer to, you know, smaller time frames, we can get an idea of what's going on. In this leg that we're looking at, we have a high, we have a low, we have a high, we have a low, we have a lower high, and a lower low, right? So everything is starting to, let's make money. That's what subs look, right? Everything is starting to look a little bearish, right? So overall, we can just kind of just take a quick look and understand, yeah, there's a good chance that we are, you know, somewhat bearish. When we go down to the 15, you can see same thing. We've been kind of going down. This might be a retracement. 5 minute, I mean, 5 minute is just waffling about. And then the 1 minute, you already know. 1 minute isn't that great. But what we are still looking for is opportunities in the market that we can still, I mean, you can see here that price is literally, you know what I mean? Kind of just ranging in between these two areas right here. All right, price hasn't really been able to break past here. We have a bunch of equal highs up here. So there's a good chance that price, if price wants to go down overall, there's a good chance price might want to take this area out first and then You know what I mean? And then go down. So we will see what happens. As always, guys, this is not my trading session. This is ours as a team. So I will be asking you guys what our best position should be, whether we enter for a buy or a sell, whether we enter right now, whether we wait, things of that nature. And I'm trusting you guys and your trading abilities because you guys are the best traders in the world. I'm trusting you guys to help us guide ourselves as a group to make some money. So we've got a couple people in here already. So let's kind of get the party started. Let's start off with, should we enter now or wait? That's always the best one. So let me put that up. Should we enter now or wait? Let's see what happens. Enter now. Wait a bit longer. All right, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Donovan said, this is when I'm joining the live. Finally, Donovan. Welcome, brother. Donovan, it's good that you're here. You're a good trader. I know you to be a good trader. We are trading gold as a team. We're going to be deciding if we should enter now, if we should wait. We're going to be deciding together as a team if we should buy or sell. So it's good that we have someone like you on here as well. We have Slick Rick. Slick Rick is a monster. If you guys don't see Slick Rick's trades in the trading channel, y'all should check him out. The guy is delivering the goods, to say the least. You know what I mean? I haven't had a chance to see Mario yet. Wait 5 minutes close at least. Okay, got you. 5-minute closes in about 2 minutes. So we could wait for that. No problem there. But the chat, we got to go with what the chat says. Right now we are 50-50 because there's only 2 votes. How many people are in here? Let me check. There's 5 people in here. So if we get at least 2 more votes or so, maybe 1 or 2 more votes, then we'll know what to do. But either way, that's what we've got going on. So it's going to be exciting. Last week, we made good money, man. We made really good money. I think we had 2 trades where we made about 20 to 40%. And then we had 1 trade where we lost, like, I think 5-10%, something like that. So we're not doing too bad. But I think we need to get to $100. Once we get to $100, then we can really start to push this account a little bit more. So that's the goal, just getting to that $100 mark, which is always the hardest part, right? When you're doing any flip, that's really where it goes to. And then the challenges start to get easier from there. So right now, most people said we should wait a bit longer. So we're going to wait. We are going to wait. We're going to wait a little bit longer to see what happens. And then we will take it from there. I suspect, believe it or not, the way things are happening here, I suspect that because of all these, like, these equal highs sitting up here, even when you go to the 5-minute and stuff, you could just see. Because of all this, I feel like price, if it's going down, wants to at least take this out. That's what I honestly think. But I could be completely wrong. We will see what happens. We will see. I'm going to make some money. In the meantime, while you guys are out here chilling, what has your trading been like this week so far? How has May been? May has been very, very good for me. How's it been for you guys? How's it been for you guys? Yo, Trader Fan, say, yo, I'm here too. What's good, Trader Fan? What's good? Welcome. What it do, baby? We are back in it again, Mr. Trader Fan. We are trying to trade as a group. I asked everybody earlier if we should be trading now or wait a little bit. And as you can see by the votes, most people said we should wait a little bit. So we're going to wait a little bit longer and then we're going to get to it. All right, but I can't wait. I'm excited for us to get into some trades. Guys, I know this is so off topic, but before I came on the stream, bro, I wasn't fighting with the bird, but bro, this bird came up all on my balcony. He's pooed everywhere, bro. He's pooed on my wife's car. He's pooed all over the balcony. We put a mesh so that we can like chill on the balcony. We have a little patio going on. He just pooed all over the place. Man. Nature, man. I'm not really a nature guy, bro. Let me just put it that way. But anyhow, so we're getting back into this here. I think, to be quite honest, with this type of trading activity, we probably got maybe 1 or 2 trades today. Maybe 1 or 2 trades today. So we'll have to be patient enough to wait it out and see what happens here. So, yeah, man, that's what it is. That's what it is for now. I don't trade gold, but I always, whenever I'm trading with you guys, I'm always like, I wonder what I would do here. And so far, a lot of the trades that I would have entered would have been proper. But the thing with gold that I'm not too sure about, like when I'm trading indices, I know I have a very good idea of what's a reasonable, you know what I mean, exit point for that trade. For gold, not so much. Mario MG said in Portugal, we say it's a good omen, signals money coming your way. Amen, brother. Amen, Mario. Appreciate the good vibes, you know what I'm saying, and the good wishes. Thank you. Thank you. Even though it doesn't feel like a good omen because they're pooing all over the place, but I know in a lot of places it is a good omen that, you know what I mean, like when birds poo. But bro, I can never see bird poo as a good omen, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. I honestly I don't want to do anything crazy to the bird, but I just want him to go away, bro. And now he's making noise. And I think the worst part is that I think they're building a nest on my roof. You know what I mean? So I think I'm gonna have to get the hose and just like, you know what I mean? We'll see. We'll see what happens, bro. The above is about the burp. Yeah, no, I got you. And Adib is here. What's good, Adib? What's good? Glad to have you here, Adib. What's good? What is good? Like I said to some of you who weren't here earlier, I was on vacation. So I've been missing in action. Guys, let me just tell you right now. Being able to travel and being able to do certain things is very important. Okay, I'm telling you guys, when you guys make any kind of money, try your best to travel, man. It'll remind you of why you're working so hard, and it'll show you that maybe where you are isn't as great, but when you travel outside, you start to realize that life is beautiful in other places, and what matters in other cultures don't matter as much here. Like for example, if you go to certain areas from where I'm from, it's a very like crab in a bucket mindset. Everybody's killing themselves to drive the latest car and do the latest things. But most people are still living in a basement or living in an apartment, right? You go to other cultures, they don't care about none of that. They're just having a good time, good weather, good beaches. They're just chilling. And those are the environments I like. Now, I'm a car guy, so I'll always want a nice car. But it's really not even about that. It's just more so about being able to experience. Life is about experience, in my opinion. So having good experiences really help. If you guys start getting payouts, you start making money, try and put a bit aside to travel. It'll be one of the best decisions you ever made. Trust me. Yo, bro, you're early. Tell me the story. Who's making a nest on your house? It's a bird. Adib, you know what? This is actually a job for you. I really wish you were here to deal with this bird, bro. He's still making noise. I had to just spray my balcony real quick because he's pooing all over the place. Pooing on the cars. He's pooing on the... We got grass that we put on the balcony floor. We got some nice chairs and all that. And he's pooing everywhere. He pooed on the chair. He pooed on the grass, bro. And I know it's grass, right? But it's not grass for him. It's for me to put my feet on, bro. And he's pooed all over the net, bro. Oh, man. If he was a raccoon or something, bro, it'd be a different story, bro. But anyways. Adib is laughing. Sinachi said, how often do you trade? For this challenge, it's every Tuesday. I was missing last 2 days, Tuesday because... or the last 2 Tuesdays because I was on vacation. But for this, it's every Tuesday. For my real personal life, as in trading my funded account and all that stuff, I usually trade, I usually trade on Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And my best trading day is Friday. Friday by far. I think out of since last year, March, I've had one Friday that I lost. Other than that, every other Friday has been green. So Friday is my best trading day. Hope that answers your question, Sinachi. What kind of bird? Bro, I don't even know what kind of bird it is, bro. It's some small bird pulling all over my balcony. I'm so upset, bro. It's just not okay. Let me not say upset, but it's annoying, bro. You put nice grass, you put nice chairs, a nice patio setup, you put a mesh, enjoy the breeze. You know what I'm saying, nice balcony to the office. My wife and I set it up. He's pooing on my wife's car. He's pooing on my chairs. He's pooing on the grass. He's pooing on the net. You guys should see the net. He's pooing on the net. And then when I confronted him, he just looked at me and peed all over the ledge. Bro, anyways. Fauci's in here. Fauci said, Wagwan, fam. Wagwan. Bro, it's been up. Fauci, I was literally thinking about you the other day. I'm like, bro, I haven't seen Fauci in a hot minute. But I hope you're doing well, brother. Hope you are doing great. Fauci, you're new here. Not into the family, you're OG, but in terms of what we're doing today, we're doing a group trade. We're going to trade together as a group. I put some polls in the chat. I ask you guys when to enter, should we buy or sell, how long to hold, those type of things, and it's really fun. So far, we've won like I think altogether like $50 altogether, but we've lost them. So the account is now at $78, but we're still up. We're still net positive, so we good. Listen, I said, wow, guess you're a day trader. That's cool though. Yeah, I am a day trader, brother. I trade almost every day, almost every single day. It's very rare that I go to the chart and don't, you know what I mean? Don't take a trade. My setups happen like almost every day. In fact, let me open my TradeZilla real quick. I have it over here. Let me just take a quick look. I can tell you guys what my trading activity has been for the last couple days, guys. 1 second here. 1 second. 1 second. Okay, so let me see, for the month of May. I have to click on all of these, guys. 1 second. 1 second. On my accounts. Boom, boom, boom. New deeper insights. Okay, cool. Click here to explore reports. I'll do that later. Oh, this is such bad timing. But I'll check it out later. So there you go. So for the month of May, let me just show you guys. I was on vacation last week, right? I was on vacation last week. So for the month of May, last week is the only week that I missed. So I told you guys I don't trade on Tuesdays, which means I trade Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I have traded every day of May except for last week where I missed 2 days. That's it. That's it. Okay? And majority of it is green. Green. You know what I'm saying? So I trade a lot. I trade a lot. I trade almost every day. So I used to think it was a bad thing, guys, but when you know what you're doing, you can find setups almost every day. All right, let's get back to this here. Misha said, small blowgun for the win. Small blowgun. Is that the kind of bird you're talking about? Bro, I'm so lost. But either way, welcome to the live, Misha. Glad to have you here. Trader fan said, how much did it take to get to be profitable for you guys? So like, I love this question because I'm about to make a video, guys. I have some stuff. I always say this. I know, guys. I always have some stuff lined up for you. But as you can see, we got the giveaways going on. We already got one person to win. Well, actually, 2 people to win. By the way, the last giveaway I did, the reason why I haven't done an update on it is because nobody has guessed the number yet. The number is still there. Guess the number between 1 and 100 on that video. Nobody's guessed it yet. So the account, we still have 3 more accounts to give, 3 or 4 more accounts to give out. So you guys, if you haven't guessed already, if you already guessed once though, you're cooked. You're done. That's it. You're not getting nothing. But if you haven't guessed and you're new and you're watching this stream, go to the video is called watch this and I'll give you a free account. Go watch it, guess, and I hope you Misha. Bro, listen, the things I want to do, bro, I can't see on YouTube. But I appreciate your recommendation. That's hilarious. But yeah, man. So guys, go watch the video. Get a free account. But anyways, to answer Trader Fan, he asked me how long it took me to become profitable. You guys, there's something about profitability you guys have to understand. Becoming profitable, man, I'm gonna make a video on this, but it's so deep. But long story short, just so I don't ramble on and go left, it took me, I think, 3 years before I became profitable. 3 years is when I started seeing, and mind you, in those 3 years I took 1 year off, so technically 2. But the reason why I still count it as 3 is because you can say, well, if you only traded for 2 years and then took a year off, then it's 3. It's like, no, that extra year I took off gave me the clarity. When I came back from that 1 year break, bro, I could just see the chart so differently. Sometimes your brain needs a break from all the patterns and everything you're trying to absorb. So for me, it was 3 years. 3 years I started to see profitability, and since then we've been a-okay, right in the gravy train. Slick Rick said, it's good luck. Try to get the bird to point on your head. Bro, my teacher, when I was in Africa, bro, we went to Africa for 3 years. My teacher got a bird put on his head. He shot the bird, bro. He went and got his gun and just shot the bird. We don't, it's not as nice as you guys think it is over here, but we don't like those things. Fauci said, damn, W. Yes, sir, I'm focused, gang. Canada's not easy. Bro, Fauci, you and I, we got to talk, bro. Canada is wild, man. So much stuff going on. My wife and I have all these things that we're kind of looking at and stuff like that. But yeah, Canada is just really messed up. Bro, do you have time to teach today? I mean, we're supposed to be trading today, but we don't really have much going on. What do you want me to teach? Because maybe I can do that for our next session, Adi, but let me know. That's look, bro. What's up? If I said, low, don't overtrade. One trade a day keeps your balance straight. For sure, for sure. And guys, it really depends on where you're at, because if you guys see the way I'm trading nowadays, you're going to laugh. But my strategy, yeah, everybody hates these Trump markets. I have been loving them. My strategy has been so on point that I'm trading every day. And some days I'm taking more than 2 trades, right? Because of the opportunities that are showing up. I wouldn't advise it. I'm with Fauci on this one. I used to preach the same thing and I still do, especially if you're new. 1 trade a day is enough. If you take 1 trade, you win, get off the computer. If you lose, give yourself 1 more trade. That's it, walk away. Because as much as things are good, last month, I went on tilt 1 day. I think I took like 5 trades that day because I was losing, and I made it back the next day. Don't get me wrong. I made it back my money and more. But bro, I said to myself, never again, man. Don't. And it all comes from just, there are some days where because of how things are going, let me explain this to you guys. And I know you guys know what I'm talking about. You try to be patient as a trader. You get on the charts. You see some setups. You know what I mean? You don't take them. You're like, all right, cool. Then the ones that you're supposed to take, you either miss because something random happened, someone took your attention, or price went without you. You know what I mean? And hit your TP, and you get frustrated. You see what I'm saying? I had a trade just last week where I made my money. I was good, but in the beginning, I took a trade, price came, didn't take me out. It tapped me into the trade, went up. I don't move my stops to break even, but bro, I was up like, I think 4R. So I'm like, all right, let me just move my stops to break even. I went out for a sec, came back, it took me out and then went to TP. Bro, when I say I was bent, bro, I was so upset. You know what I mean? But the next trade, by God's grace, ended up making like 5R. So I made the money back. But it's stuff like that when you've been sitting on the chart. So for example, that day it was very tough for me because I had so much going on, but I was on the charts from like 8 o'clock, and I didn't take that last trade I took was like at 1 or 2 o'clock. So I've been sitting on the charts for like 4 or 5 hours taking trades. And remember, I have multiple accounts, so I have to manage everything. And then the one trade I was looking for that was supposed to hold, which is that earlier trade, that trade was supposed to be like maybe 7-8R. And you know what I mean? So like, those things frustrate you. Then you start looking at like, nah, bro, I'm gonna take this trade. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. And you start doing things you shouldn't do. So I agree with Fauci. Don't take more trades than you're supposed to. Because even for me at this stage, after I'm about to be 5 years in trading, guys, psychology is the most difficult thing to master because of how you feel. It's not always that people think psychology is, I'm holding the trade. Oh, okay, the trade is still in there. Oh, it's going down, but that's okay. My psychology is good. I'm still holding the trade. That's not a trade. Or that's not psychology. Or they think psychology is, you see the setup, your heart is racing, but you're like, all right, I could still take the trade because, my psychology is good. I know no, that's not psychology, bro. That's just a discipline you develop, which is tied into your psychology, but it's not the end all be all. Psychology is mood regulation. It's regulating your emotions. That's what psychology is. When I took that last trade was a banger, bro. My risk was like, let me just give you an example. I think my risk was like maybe 200, and I think the trade, this is an example, these are not the real numbers, but let's say the risk was 200, and I think the trade was like 1600 in profit that I took out. Like, it was a good trade. But what the difference between that trade and everything else was that I was indifferent when I took the trade. I just didn't care. And that's how you have to be as a trader. Like, you guys are making me spill a bunch of stuff that I have videos planned for, but basically you just have to, if you're not at a point where you're trading with clarity and you're not married to the outcome. For example, that day when I took the trade, the bias in the morning was bullish. Everything was pointing bullish, just like this. And when the chart started to change into a bullish, bias, I didn't marry that sell idea, which is a problem I used to have a lot. I used to be like, nah, bro, I don't care what's going on. I saw sells, I'm still aiming for sells. You know what happens when you enter those sells? You lose this one, you're like, oh, it's a bit higher. You take that one, you lose, you just keep losing because you're married to the idea that you're going to take a sell. Don't marry the idea. Be open-minded. That's what being indifferent is. You don't care. You don't have any sympathetic feelings towards one side or the other. You're just trading with clarity. What you're looking at specifically is what the charts are telling you. So I'll give you an example. Right now, when we did this analysis here, we realized the charts are going down. Okay, the price is going down. But you know what happens if price starts showing me some sort of bullish moment? I'm gonna take a buy. If I look at it and I can tell, no wait, things have shifted, I'm going to switch my bias. Now, I don't say this to say you need to be like double-minded, like, oh, we're buying, no, we're selling. No, there has to be clear indications that things have changed, right? But when I identify that my bias is no longer sells or bearish, I switch. And so you switch, you're open-minded, you read price action for what it is and not what you want to see, and then you let the trades go. Now, here's another thing. One of the things I struggled with was cutting my trades early, right? Because I get into a trade, let's say I entered here and I'm supposed to go down here. I'm all the way down here. I see things are like waffling about. I'm like, nah, bro. I'm already up $400, $500. Let me just cut it. You can't do that. It's not what you're doing is you're robbing your future self of profits. So you need to be able to define a set area and take your TP. If you keep doing those things, it's not worth it, especially when you want to pass a challenge. Those of you guys who are trying to pass a challenge, if you're trading a live account, I get it. This is a funded account. You're up 5 bills. You feel like it's not that great. Take your 5 bills and walk away. Even though sometimes that can be a bit choppy for you, but take your 5 bills and walk away. I'm not mad at that. It's real money, especially with a lot of these platforms that now have like daily payouts. You can withdraw that and be fine. And that's in your bank account. If anything goes wrong, you can just buy another account. Cool. But when you're trying to pass a challenge, it's not worth chopping up. You need to take those full TP so you can pass your challenge. Right? So there's a lot. I missed a lot of things here. I don't want to get too off tangent here, but great questions, guys. Fauci said, damn, how's your vacation? My vacation was amazing, Fauci. Thank you for asking. Mario said he's teaching you patience and for you to not try to control what is outside you. It is impossible. I think the bird came to you to teach you trading patience. Bro, the bird, it's because of trading patience that the bird is still alive. Let me just put it that way, Mario. It's because of trading patience that God has helped me to develop that bird, or else, man, I would cancel this live just to deal with the bird, bro. Let me just put it that way. You know what I mean? Fauci said, you have a dog now or a bird? I came in when you were talking about the penny. Bro, I don't have no bird. The bird is trying to make me his. He's not mine and I'm not his, okay? That bird just decided he wants to poo all over my balcony and my cars. And he's making me want to do some ungodly things, bro. So I don't have a pet, Fauci. Make sure to shoot the bird. Yeah, I laughed at that. That was funny. Fauci said, I've been trying to find other business ventures to get into, fam. I've learned enough of trading that I can move to something new for now. Fam, what brokers is this? Is Fusion Markets, Fauci. But okay, Fauci, I hear you. Business ventures, there are some out there. It's just the thing with business that people don't really see is that it's very difficult to start a business without a good amount of capital. Like, that's the thing. Someone asked me, what other assets and stuff can I get into? You guys understand that things that will make you money usually require a good money upfront, because what makes the business run really well, if you don't go viral for some reason, you need a system that is in place to help you do this consistently. And those systems cost money. That's the shortest way I can say without going into too much details as to what exactly I mean by that. But long story short, it takes money to make money in a sense. And when it comes to these things, that unfortunately sometimes is the situation. So anyways, Fauci, best of luck on that, bro. I'm rooting for you, brother. You already know what it is. I would just delete my comment and comment again. Okay, I would DM you. Okay, got you. Do you use SMC or ICT? So here's the thing. I don't even know what my trading is like. I just know I use gaps. Sometimes I use order blocks. Liquidity is not really my thing, but I do identify it sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, I'm an open-minded trader. I trade whatever works. You can call it ICT. I used to trade supply and demand. I used to trade support and resistance. You know what I mean? I used to trade Fibonacci. I really consolidations. I've traded them all. The strategies I use now are a combination of specific things. And this is why I keep telling you guys about price action. Without price action, it doesn't matter what strategy you have. If you have a strategy without price action, you're pattern trading. And pattern trading will only get you so far, because you can't trade based on a pattern. You have to let price tell you what it's doing. And if you can't read that, then it becomes difficult to be consistent. Now, don't get me wrong, there's some people who pattern trade and still make good money, because it's not really about what your win percentage is, mostly about the amount of capital you're deploying and your RR. With that being said, I don't even know what kind of trader I am, brother. Maybe you can help me figure it out. Fauci said, yes, sir, Canada is crazy, broski. Trust me, I'm staying positive and trying to find a place and things, because I know I'm about to get this money. Amen, brother. I'm with you, bro. I hope you get this money, bro. And when you get this money, remember, everybody in the live, you owe us money. One time we did a trading competition, Fauci was up like 80 bands, bro. So Fauci owes us money. Gold price has already left without us. It's going to be difficult now to get a valid entry. Okay, fair enough. I mean, to be honest, like we were saying earlier, Slick Rick, it's just not really a great time right now to be trading. Like you said, you see these swings, and then when you go to the 15.5 hour, you can kind of see, like, you know, we're at this base level. Price might be pushing up a bit. We have kind of a bunch of equal highs up here. Even on the 5 minute, when you go down, we have some equal highs up there. You know, there's a lot of stuff going on, so we don't know. We don't know, but we will see what happens. Misha said, "Where are you from? Did I see you in the TFT interview? You look familiar." No, I used to do TFT videos though, so that's maybe where you saw me from. I was doing a bunch of updates on TFT when they were going crazy, and I used to be like the only person talking about it at the time, so maybe that's where you saw me. But I was never in an interview, and I am from Canada. All right, I'm Canadian. Misha, Adib is laughing. Fauci said, "Oh, Lord, don't kill me. It's Hungry Gang." Bro, I don't care what it is, man. This and he just stared like I'm trying to shoot him. You know what I mean? I got this guy just looked at me and just peed. He didn't even care. He just looked at me and went, just let it all out. The disrespect. They're so lucky over here. How can we understand when we can be ready for the live funds or prop firm? Oh, that's a great question. So Fauci says, how do you know when you're ready for live funds or for a prop firm? That's a good question. Here's what I did. I'll start off with what I did, and I'll try and be short about it so you don't get lost in the sauce. And then I'll tell you what I still recommend. For me, what I did before I took my first prop firm challenge is I flipped a couple accounts first, right? To understand that I have some sort of trading ability. That's all I did. And I wanted to also know myself as a trader. You need to know your habits, your preferences, because you guys, whatever strategy you fall in love with will cater or will be, what's the word I'm looking for? It'll be in line, like it'll be in sync with your personality, I guess is the best way I could put it, right? If you are trading a strategy, that strategy usually is something that is already in line or in sync with your personality, right? So that's what I did. And then once I did that, I had the confidence to go try a challenge. When I tried a challenge, I realized that there's slight differences, right? Like your risk management is way different. The way you enter, where you got to cut out, a bunch of stuff was different. So prop firms taught me discipline as well that I didn't really have when I was flipping my accounts. And so that's what I did. What I would recommend is, regardless of what you trade, you need to get three things down. Your risk management is the most important one. Psychology is too, but without risk management, you wouldn't even get to the psychological part. You need risk management. You need a very robust risk management system. Okay? And risk management isn't just there to say, for example, I'm risking for two. Risk management is like what we talked about earlier, Fauci, where you're saying stuff like no more than 2 trades a day, no more than 2% risk a day, things like that. You know what I mean? The second thing that I'll actually tell you guys too is that you guys need to journal. If you're journaling on paper, on a spreadsheet, and it's not working, record your trades. You need to see how you responded. If I show you guys, I have a 1 terabyte drive, right? That's attached to my Mac Studio, which already has like half a terabyte of space, and it's full. Everything's full. So now I pay for an iCloud, which has, I think, 3 terabytes of space, and I record myself all the time. I want to see, was my heart racing? Was I panicking? When I took the trade, what was my behavior like? You know what I mean? Was I confident or was I like, you know what I mean? Like the more you learn about yourself, the more you can manage yourself, because trading is self-management. So you got risk management, you got self-management, which will lead to psychology. Notice how I didn't say strategy. A lot of strategies work. Some are better than others. Don't get me wrong. But strategy can only be applied by a disciplined person. You see what I'm saying? It can only be applied by a disciplined person. So when you realize that you are ready for a live account, or you're ready for a prop firm, or to even trade your own account, you'll know that when you are systematic, like when you're a mechanical trader. When I became profitable, I understood it wasn't a question of passing a challenge. It wasn't a question of getting a payout. It was a question of a mindset. I had developed a mindset and an understanding that I know what I'm doing in the charts. And no matter what happens, what is my number one motto here? Whenever we lose a trade, I always say what? We'll get it back on the next one. How do I know that? How do I know that every time I'm losing a trade, the next one's going to win? That is when you know you're profitable. You see what I'm saying? It has nothing to do with my win rate. My strategy tells me if I'm 60%, for example, I will have to lose 4 out of 10 trades. And sometimes you have losing streaks where you lose 2 or 3, sometimes even 5 trades, no problem. But it's not about that. I'm profitable. I can't turn it off now. It's a part of me. It's something that I understand I am. Like no matter what you give me to trade, I'll turn a profit at some point because my risk management is on point. My risk to reward is on point. My psychology is on point. My journaling is on point. You know what I mean? It's kind of like when we want, Fauci, you might understand this. I'm a car guy. If I want a Lambo or Ferrari, I don't ask God for the money for it. I ask God to become the person who can manage, who can own, who can afford a Ferrari or a Lambo. That's what you are as a trader. You don't ask God for payouts and profits. You ask God to make you the person who is so profitable that payouts and past or funded challenges are a byproduct of who you already are. So that's the best way I could put it. You will understand that you're ready when you're fully profitable. And fully profitable doesn't mean you pass the challenge. There are people who have passed challenges and blow the account, or who have gotten a payout and then have blown everything else. You're profitable when that mindset, when it's ingrained into you. It's profitability is not a metric you can measure. As much as it sounds so easy, because you're like, well, if my win rate is 60% and this month I'm up 10,000, then I'm a profitable trader. No. It's something that you become profitable. It's not something you can just measure by numbers, because we have winning streaks in there. Like right now, I know a lot of traders who are struggling in this Trump economy. And since last year, whatever markets has presented themselves, I've been able to adapt because I'm a profitable trader. It's not a metric that says now that Trump markets are too volatile, I'll be losing money. No, I will adapt. I'm a profitable trader. Profitable traders can read the chart. They can adapt. They can, you know what I mean? So without getting into too much detail, again, to get you lost in the sauce, Fauci, to me, that's when you'll be ready, when you're fully profitable. And you'll know when you're profitable. You'll just understand. It's kind of like when they ask you, how do you know when you've met the one? You know, when you're looking for a wife, or if you're a female on here looking for a husband. When you meet the one, you just know. It's the only way I can tell you, bro. I'll tell you, when you meet the one, you just know. There's something you that tells you this is it. You're content. You don't care if there's more out there. That's the thing. Like when you finally get what you're supposed to get, you don't even care if there's better, more. You don't care. You just want that. You're happy with that. You're fixated on that. This is what you want. You're content. So profitability is a state of mind. It's a state of being. It's not just a metric. I hope that helps. Fauci said facts preach. Appreciate it, Fauci. You need money, but I'm just preparing for the moment I get money. I want to make the best financial decisions. I don't want to be broke no more again. I hear you, bro, and I think your mindset is perfect for that. You're working on being a certain type of person as opposed to just having money, which is amazing. Then he responded to Misha. Then he responded to Trader Fan, and he said he's black. Why you can say? I have 5 YouTube accounts. Who has 5 YouTube accounts? Who are we talking about? Did I miss something? Anyways, he's black. Why you can see him? He'll jump on a short. I found the reason why people don't make money is because you never had money. Losing 500 to someone who has money doesn't mean anything, because it's just money to him. Fauci, I have a video. So by the way, guys, look at all that we're missing out on. When we got into this situation, everybody say, yo, bro, we should be selling today. We said, all right, bet. Look at this. It's just been falling. You know what I mean? We did an analysis. We saw I did the analysis. I was showing you guys that we're in a downtrend. Okay? We're in a downtrend. We said we were supposed to go short. Went to the 1 hour. We went to everything. We said we're going down. And then we said, should we enter? Everyone said no. We said, we'll wait. And since then, I've been getting questions. We haven't been able to enter a trade. I don't even know if I should call this trade flipping day 5. I might just have to enter something just for the sake of enter. But we'll see what happens. I do think helping you guys is more important than this, though. This is just a $50 account, so it's no big deal. But yeah, to Fauci's point, there is a psychology tied to, but Fauci, you have to understand that, okay, 500 may not be a lot to somebody else, right? But maybe 5,000 is. So what happens to the person when they jump from 500 to 5,000? Will their psychology change? That's the challenge with that, right? Like, that's why I say you have to be indifferent. It's not about, oh, I can afford to lose $100, so it doesn't matter. Trust me, the psychology doesn't work like that. It's way different. You have to understand, like, don't get me wrong, it's part of it, Fauci. You have to get to a point where, like, yeah, 500 is nothing. Like, you know, I took a trade, this was like maybe a couple months ago, where I was losing like 2-3K at a time, but the account is so big that means nothing to the account. You see what I'm saying? So you don't look at it in the sense of numbers. You look at it, again, when you're a profitable trader, there's just a mindset and a mechanical way that you are. And it's things like that lead to sustaining your profitable status, if you will. You know what I mean? But the reason I spoke to a prop firm CEO, and he said that their metrics and their results from people who have small accounts versus big accounts was way different. People who had small accounts were losing left and right. People with bigger accounts were doing better. And the reason is people treated bigger accounts with more respect, with more interest, with more seriousness. Right? But you know what the Bible says about if you're not faithful in least, you're not faithful in greater. And this is where I think people fall apart. If you tell me that, okay, because you have a 10K account, you're going to just Hail Mary everything and not care, then you're also not financially responsible still. That's something you're going to have to manage. Because with the trading skill is this, it doesn't matter the account size. It just matters that you are, that you have the skill set. Once you have the skill set, you'll make money regardless of what you're on. And if your skill set or your psychology changes based on the account size, you're going to have problems. you're gonna have problems. So you have to be disciplined on both sides. Fauci said that person know he can get that back because his mindset. Got you. Got you. Give me the knowledge and game to make money to buy a Lambo. That's what you ask God. Give me the knowledge and game to. Fauci, I would argue, I don't think you're wrong, but I would argue that you ask God more so for the discipline. Bro, the problem with having a Lambo isn't the money. Can you maintain a Lambo? The oil change on that is like it's 3,000 US, which is almost like, give or take, like 4,200 Canadian, right? Can you manage that? Do you have the financial discipline to be able to consistently put that money aside if you're not there yet? That's one. Number two, do you have the discipline in total to drive that car without racing everybody who revs their engine at you, without breaking speed limits when that car in first or second gear will put you easily in the 200K? Like, there are things that you must become so that you can keep that car for long, right? So it's not just the knowledge and the game, it's the discipline. Well, people don't understand that. Bro, you can take a course from the best person on YouTube right now and you still may not become a profitable trader, because you may have his knowledge and strategy, you just don't have his discipline. Discipline is the key. Discipline and patience is the core. In this game, without discipline and patience, you'll be buying challenges every day. You know what I found? That if I wait for my setups, I told you guys I'm trading every day at this point. And all my days are green. I have like 1 or 2 days that are red. For the month of May, everything else is every other day. And I've traded every Monday, every Wednesday, every Thursday, every Friday. And I'm green on every other day, right? Except Tuesdays. Tuesdays I don't trade. And it's not because I'm the most amazing trader in the world. It's because I'm patient. And God taught me that. You got to wait for your setups. So for example, if we're going down, right? We're going down on this trade right here. It's so easy for me to be like, shoot, we're going down. Let me just use the nearest gap right here. You know what I mean? Hop into the... No, bro, you're pattern trading. You don't even understand. Where are you in the charts and why is this a good spot to enter? If your exit is right here, you're like, we're going to take this low. It's like, okay, well, before we take this low, is price going to retrace? If it does retrace, where's it going to? How do you know that we're not at a bottom where you see this massive push from here? Something towards the left was here. Let's try and figure it out. Let's see. So we look over here, we see that every time price has gotten to, let me see if I can move this a bit, around here, we've gotten a nice rejection. That means something on the higher time frame is around there. And when you look left, what do you see? So this tells me that this area right here is problematic. So if I try to just sell from this area, there's a good chance I'll get stopped. This is discipline. You want to hop in because you feel like you're missing out, right? You want to hop into the trade. You want to be like, yeah, bro, I'm in here, right? Especially when you see this, you're like, oh my gosh, see, price is already moving. I knew it. And don't get me wrong, price may go to that level, but you need an understanding. You can't just look at it with a side of, oh, I see this pattern, I see this setup. Understand where you are. Remember earlier we did the analysis. We realized based on how gold is going, we should be going down. But gold has also dropped significantly within the time frame that we're in. You've got to analyze all these things and understand what your chances are. Remember, trading is about probability as well. What are the chances that price will go here versus going here to clear these equal highs right here, right? To clear these equal highs before going down. Because usually when gold wants to drop a lot more, it'll try and take out some sort of area, right? Where there's orders. This is just something you can't ignore. Anytime you see, ask yourself, why does price, for example, keep coming? Look at this. Wrong one, my fault. Look at this. Price gets a bit above here, starts pushing down. If you look to the left, I hate this thing, right? If you look to the left, same thing. Price keeps coming a bit above this high, goes down. A bit above this high right here, goes down, right? And so price moves a certain way. The retracements are a certain way. You have to ask yourself, well, why is price doing that? If you don't understand that, you're not trading. You have to understand why price came to. The question you have to ask is, so people used to ask me, how did you know this gap would work and not this one? You guys, price action. If you analyze your charts and you follow your price action and you're reading the charts, you'll understand why price moved at this time. For example, we trade indices. Market open. Are you going to ask yourself why the price jumped 200 pips or 200 points at that time? It's market open. But you have to ask yourself not rather why it jumped at that time, but rather why it went to a certain point. You guys, market open, just watch. You'll be like, yo, Foreign, you were so right. Watch market open on indices, especially NAS. You'll notice that price, for example, if this was market open, price would go all the way up to, let me just use this for example. Let's say this was market open, price would shoot, my fault, all the way up to somewhere like here, and then it would shoot back down. So you got to ask yourself, well, why did it do that here? Why not at this level here? Why not add here? Why not, over here? You got to find these things out. Once you're understanding these things, you're becoming a trader who is not just pattern trading, but a profitable trader with understanding. You know the situation of like the saying of like, if you can't explain it yourself, you don't know what you're talking about. That's what you have to become. One of the things that helped me to figure out trading in general, when I first got into trading, there's a setup. I'll tell you guys a story in depth one day. It's a crazy story. God gave me a dream and told me, in this today, when you wake up, when I first got into forex, trade this pair. The pair was CAD JPY. He said it's going up. Trade this pair. So I followed. I got up. I looked at the charts. I bought. When I looked at the setup, that setup, it was my FTMO account, but it was a trial account, right? It was a trial account. I was just doing a free trial. I passed that challenge in like one trade, like phase one in one trade. Until like up until recently, I was thinking to myself, what actually happened with that trade? Because I've been trading for a long time. I've been trading a lot of stuff, right? So I was trying to figure out somewhere this year, what actually happened with that trade? And when I was able to explain it, when the revelation came, I realized now I can say I'm a profitable trader and that I understand the chart. And don't get me wrong, I'm passing challenges and all that stuff, payouts and all, but it's more so when you can understand what happened and why it did and all these things, that's when you can say you trade for real. You got to be able to explain, well, why is price going here? When you're entering here or there, why? What, you know what I mean? Like, bro, this is so deep. I have a bunch of videos coming, like I told you guys. This is so deep. Look, ask yourself, this is a fair value gap. And I always tell you guys, when price starts disrespecting bearish gaps to the upside, it means we're reversing for most part. Even if it's not a reversal, it's a deep retracement. And if price starts respecting bullish gaps or disrespecting bullish gaps, then you know you're going short, right? You have to ask yourself, why is it doing that right here? Right? Why is it doing this? Why is it reject? Why is this action happening right here? You guys have to understand this. Something is causing this to happen, and it's not a Trump tweet. It's not a Trump tweet. What's happening right here? If you don't understand what's going on, you still haven't really mastered trading. That's why I always advocate marrying one pair. Marry one pair. Everybody wants to trade. I see some people, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying this is wrong. Some people are good at this. They'll have like 40 different pairs. They'll analyze them all and still be profitable. If that's you, don't even ignore me. Come off the live. This guy doesn't know what he's talking about. But if you're not profitable, I would recommend marry one pair. Once you understand how one pair moves and breeds, all the other pairs make sense to you. Because they all have their own personality. GJ has his own personality and his own time when it moves. EURUSD has his own personality. AUDUSD has his own personality. NAS, SPX, US30, they don't move the same. US30 is so different from NAS and SPX. And while SPX and NAS are very similar, NAS and SPX still have discrepancies. Bro, there are so many things in trading that this is why you can't shorten your learning curve. You can take what's the word I'm looking for? Courses. And you can even go through mentorships and you will find a profitable strategy. But there comes a time where you will still run into challenges where you can't avoid, because in the markets, you have to pay your tuition. You have to get the saddle time in. You just can't avoid it. You just can't avoid it. You see what I'm saying? So anyways, Fauci, you got me on a tangent, brother. You got me on a tangent. But I love the things you're saying. Israel Victor said, hello, FM. Well, welcome, Israel. Welcome, brother. Glad to see you again. Yes, exactly. You don't get emotional when you lose because you can adapt to losing. Absolutely. Me and Marcus talk about this all the time. Shout out to Marcus Adrian. He's in the chat. Me and Marcus talk about this all the time. There's a book called Biggest Loser Wins. Excellent book. You need to understand what that guy is talking about in that book. You need to understand it. You need to understand what this guy is talking about in the book. You need to understand it. Okay? So, man, I don't think we're going to get straight today because there's only 10 minutes left. So we'll leave it alone. We'll probably save it for the next time. But anyways, what you're saying is not wrong. Israel said, glad to join the live. However, sorry I'm late. You're good, brother. Better late than never, as they say, right? Where we at? You know what's better than having money is knowing how to make money. Bro, that is the greatest thing ever. When you have the skill, it doesn't bother you. You just know everything else is going to fall in place. For sure. Marcus Adrian put in the fire emoji. Shout out to you, Marcus. Shout out to Marcus Adrian, everybody. Knowledge is fire. Wagwan, Marcus. It's also dangerous when you don't care anymore. Every size account should matter. You got to protect. You see what Marcus is saying? This is coming from somebody who has made good money. Marcus has seen a good amount of money in investing, trading, crypto, you name it, right? And he says it's not good when you don't care anymore. That's why you have to be indifferent. Indifferent is not being careless. Indifferent means you're not married to an idea, a trade, or a direction. You're just clear-minded. Whatever happens, you don't mind, but you will do what you have to do as a trader. That's different than, I don't care if I lose. I don't care what if I lose means. I'll take this trade and see what happens. That's what? Gambling. You don't want to gamble. You want to be... The difference between gamblers and traders is risk management, period. You want to be able to manage yourself correctly so that you're not gambling. Very good point, Marcus. Very good point. Bro, because of this, I took... Bro, because of this, I look the loss or profit percent-wise. Oh, gotcha. He's so Adib was agreeing to a point. He's saying because of what we were talking about, that's why he looks at things percentage wise. And yes, Adib, you're absolutely correct. We've been preaching this on this channel for a long time. Don't look at the profits, look at the percentage. When you're losing 2,000, you're gonna feel like, man, 2,000 could change my life. But bro, the account is 200K. That's 1%. All you need is one other trade with a 1 to 2. You make that back and some. You don't cry over spoiled milk. So Adib, great point. Marcus Agent said facts. Adib said, how you doing, Marcus? No, I was talking about taking $500 loss and not be emotional about. I mean, I think I get where you're saying, Fauci. Either way, I don't disagree with you. I'm good at it deep. So Marcus is responding to Adib. Fauci said facts. Marcus is speaking to Adib again. Fauci said, W, congratulations on your new place, fam. Oh, shoot. See, this is why you should read everything. I'm moving to my apartment next week. Should be making content soon. Clap it up for Marcus, everybody. Marcus making big moves. He's moving to his apartment. Shout out to Marcus. Best of luck, bro. Give us an apartment tour. When you get to give us an apartment tour, bro. I want to see the setup. That's fire. Everybody, shout out to Marcus. Progressing in life. That's what it's all about. You know what I love about Marcus, guys? Marcus isn't... I'm a car guy, so him and I always have this conversation. He doesn't care about cars, right? But Marcus isn't, I need this or that to be happy. He's just happy when he's happy. And you guys trust me on this. When you really want to be happy, if your happiness is based on when I get a payout, when I get funded, when I get a car, you're going to be miserable for the rest of your life. Take it from somebody who has gone through it. And when I was broke, I said, bro, if I could just make 3K a month, I'd be blessed. Made 3K a month and realized, yeah, we're still far off. I said, bro, if I get 5K out of nowhere, someone busts me with 5K, I'm going to be happy. Got 5K out of nowhere, money went really quickly because it's nothing. Then I said, you know what it is, Lord? When I make 10K a month, bro, I'm going to be super happy. I'm going to be chill. 10K a month, you realize it's not even, it's like the entrance fee to start even thinking about playing the game of life. Then you're like, when I get to 20K a month, you get to 20K a month, and you know what you realize? It's still not enough. What makes you happy in between is the experiences you have and the things you are content with. That's why in life, you have to have a passion and a hobby. If all you're doing is trading, you're going to be one sad person. What you need to do is have some sort of other interest, something that you just do for fun without profit. That's why me and my wife travel a lot. And that's why I'm a car guy. You guys can see my profile picture on Instagram. There's a Lambo there. Even on my YouTube, I didn't buy the Lambo. I rented it for my birthday. Everybody knows this. I don't try and stunt. But bro, I was super happy. I don't care. People say, oh, you rented. I will rent it again. I love cars. Bro, in fact, when I went on vacation, bro, we rented a Dodge Durango Hemi. Okay, it's an SUV 7-seater, so we can take some of our family around. I was so happy driving the car. Mine drive a BMW Mercedes, and there's some other stuff in the way we plan to get SUVs. But I love cars. So I'm happy when I'm around cars. I just love cars. What do you love? What is something you as a trader? If I asked you right now, yo, Israel, what is your number one love in life? Some of you guys are so focused on trading and losing in trading that you can't register the question. All you can think about is, right now I'm not really happy, but boy, trust me, when I get an account, you know how many people say to me, brother, if I got an account, my life would change, and they blow the account? Too much pressure on the skill set. You guys, be content with some of the things in life that are free. Be content with some of the things in life that God has given you a passion for. That's where your happiness comes from. All my wife and I do is travel. That's where we're happy. We travel and cars. That's it. I'm happy when I'm in a car, bro. I'm happy. Remember the other day I was talking to you guys on live. I was talking about the last car I had, blah, blah, blah. Man, that sparked my passion. I know tomorrow I went to bed thinking about the car, right? You guys have to find things you love. All right. Trader fan, so what's your favorite car? Oh, man, this is a great question. I have a lot of cars that I love. I will start off with one of my favorite cars ever. That's a very unique car. It's called the Lamborghini Sesto Elemento. Sesto Elemento, I believe, is Italian for sixth element. The sixth element on the periodic table is carbon. The whole car is made out of carbon fiber. It's not even like street legal. You have to do some conversions to make it street legal. But they only made a handful of it. It's very unique. You don't find that car anywhere. It's arguably my favorite car ever. I love that car. I've always been a Lambo fan. Like I said, Sesto Elemento is one. I like the LaFerrari. Then, the Huracan is one of my favorite cars right now, even though they have a new one. I like the Revuelto that came out. Very beautiful car. I've also been a BMW guy my whole life. M4s, M3s, right up my alley. You know what I mean? I love those cars. Like no tomorrow. That's a good question, though. But, that would be... McLarens are beautiful, too. Mercedes, we have one, like I said, very beautiful interior. They're quick. They pick up and go. And if you get AMG versions, they got a lot of oomph to them. I've driven Dodges. I don't mind Dodges at all. Had a Mustang at a point. rented. Didn't own it, but rented. I've had a few cars and driven a lot. But my I would say right now that the goal, I would just one day, God willing, I want to have a Lamborghini. That for sure. That was the poster that was on my wall as a kid. It was my favorite car. At one point, my favorite car in the entire world was a Gallardo, a Lamborghini Gallardo, or people say Gallardo, whatever. We pronounce it with all the syllables and stuff in there. And yeah. So yeah, I guess that would be my favorite car right now. What's you guys' favorite car? Drop it in the chat. What's your favorite car? Someone said McLaren. See, Israel's already ahead of the curve. Israel said McLaren is my favorite. Shout out to you, Israel. Shout out to you. McLaren is a beautiful car. The 720S, chef's kiss. Audi R8, another beautiful car. It's a car I love for a long time. There's just so many good cars out there, man. So many. But I'm a Lamborghini guy at heart. I'm a BMW guy as a consumer. Even though I like other cars too, it doesn't even really matter to me as long as the car has some. We went to LA. I rented a Mustang for like a week. I love that thing. I almost bought one when I came back. Nissan GTR. Shout out to Deep. Sheesh. Another car. That car. You know what I'm saying? Cars. I just love cars, bro. I just love cars. Keep dropping them in the chat, guys. What cars you guys like? You guys, I was really tempted here. On a side note, I was really tempted here to buy here. And this is just from trade intuition. I knew when price came back to this level right here, we were going to get a push. And this is what I'm telling you guys about price action. But that'll be one day. I think I'm going to go live and show you guys in real time how I take my trades so that it'll make sense to you guys how I read the charts. All right. Fauci say, yo, fam, I'm starting to love boats. Yo, you gotta love what you love, Fauci. I ain't wrong, bro. We were on a boat on vacation recently. It's so cool. If we had a yacht or something, that would be dope. He said, I love motorcycles since I was a baby, bro. Me too. I love bikes. My favorite bike right now, there's two bikes that I will always love of all time. Yamaha R6 with the, I think it's candy apple red with the gold accents, fire. And then the other bike I love is a BMW S1000RR. The bike I considered buying last year was the Kawasaki Ninja 400RR or 4X something like that. That car, I just like it because it's like a good beginner bike, but it's like super powerful for a beginner. Like it's nice. It's like a good mix in between a 600 and a 400. So I like that bike, but I love bikes too. Love bikes. S1000RR, you know, Ducatis, the Panigale. I love even the gosh, what's that company's name? It's the Italian designer. I can't believe I'm forgetting their name. Well, it's such a beautiful, they make really beautiful bikes. How am I forgetting their name? Italian bike brands. Give me 1 second, guys. Let me find out. Oh, not cycle, motorcycle. Let me just say. Motorcycle. MV Augusta, my fault. MV, where they at? MV Augusta. Beautiful bike manufacturer. Beautiful. Hellcat. Okay, Adib, you belong in Chicago if you want a Hellcat. But that's fire. Hellcat, beast of a car. Ford Shelby GT. Yo, listen, I used to work at a Ford dealership. They started up the Shelby and all the buildings were shaking. Stock. Thing is a monster. I've wanted one of those for a while too. Beautiful car. Great choice, Slick Rick. Trader Fancy Ferrari F40. My man has chef's kiss. Beautiful taste, brother. I'm just going with the classic. Got you. Beautiful taste, brother. Ducati, Trader Fancy Ducati. No, not Ducati. I already mentioned Ducati. It was MV Augusta. Fauci said E90, E92, E93. I've owned all three of those, but not the M3s. Manual is my dream. I had the manual. Oh my gosh, manual. Bro, you guys, I think I'm going to get a stick car, bro. I have to. Manual is, if you haven't driven a manual yet, brother, you missing out, man. Damn, those bikes fire. Yes, sir, bro. What's your thoughts on Pagani? Pagani's beautiful. Pagani is just a work of art. That's the thing about like Lamborghinis, Ferraris, those type of cars. Even if you don't care for what they do, they're just art. They're the most beautiful things ever made by man's hands. Pagani is a beautiful car. It's not my particular, like if you give me a McLaren. Oh, how could I forget Porsche? Oh my God, Porsche is another one. It's beautiful in a different way because the front looks like a Volkswagen Beetle, right? So it's sometimes you're like, but the tail end is always very beautiful. But not only that, Porsche is such a well-crafted vehicle. They're just so good at what they do. Man, we should be trading charts and we're here trading cars in a sense. So that's fire. But yeah, man, great taste. Great taste. What about Royal Enfield? But I've never heard of that, Adi. Put me on. I've never heard of that one. My dream bike 2007, 2008 GSXR. I had a friend with the GSX. He used to brag about it all the time. I'll take an Aprilia or a Ninja H2. Ninja H2 is just a different monster. Have you ever heard? So that thing is supercharged, I believe. And the way it chirps when it's building the power is just intoxicating, bro. H2 is just too. I went to see one in person. That thing is a tank. I would have to be such a skilled rider to ride an H2. Beast of a car, of a bike. You can't put that in anybody's hands who's not experienced. They would kill themselves on that thing. I think it's a beast. Okay, finally, we have some good taste here. I found my people. Trader fan, you are part of the best family on YouTube. And you guys will see, man, I have a lot of stuff to incorporate with this channel. If you guys notice, I haven't posted in like 2 weeks. All these things I've realized, guys, and people can be mad at me. They can support me. I don't mind. I want to produce content that is valuable to you guys. When I literally pray to God, I ask God to help me make content that helps you guys. I don't think there's a point in trying to go viral or making content that just to make content. You know, there was a time where I was just trying to keep up with my schedule and I was losing my passion for YouTube. I don't want to do that. I want to help you guys. I want to entertain you guys at the same time. And I love cars. At some point, we might see cars on the channel. But all I'm saying, Trader Fan, is you're in the right place, brother. We are a good team. I always tell people we have the best community on YouTube. Go in the Discord, you'll see everybody's just always talking, super helpful. You have Fauci, Adib, Ludo, Maximus, Mr. R. We can't forget Slick Rick and Israel. Like everybody who's in here, and they're just all great people. They're all helping each other, sharing their trade ideas. Verd, you know what I mean, bro? The list goes on and on. The list goes. We have the best community. Everybody there is great. So you're in the right place, brother, and at the right time. So the saddest part about all of this is that it's 12 o'clock, guys. I have an appointment in about 15 to about half hour. So I actually have to go prep for that appointment. Got a lot of things to do. But guys, just stay. By the way, guys, if you haven't guessed the number in the last video where it says I'll give you an account if you watch this video, please go and guess. I'm giving away a free account in that video. We still have 3 or 4 more accounts to give away. Please go guess, all right? So you guys can win a giveaway. Today, we didn't get to take anything, so I might even change the title of this. I don't think it's fair to viewers who haven't seen it yet to think we traded. We didn't trade. We talked about cars, so I will, and psychology and all that stuff. Thank you, WStream. I love this stream as well. We didn't take a trade, but I think it was such a positive, informational, just a good stream. Reminds me of the good old days, guys. So I love each and every one of you guys. You guys know this. You guys are my people. I love you guys. I hope you guys having a phenomenal trading week, month, day. I have some plans for the Discord as well, guys. If you have, listen, before I end this here, if you guys haven't checked out my stand store, I have a bunch of free tools and resources on there. I have psychology books, I have free strategies, I have playbooks. I have a bunch of stuff on there for free. Y'all go check it out. The link is in my bio and in the description, where you can guys download like free, even like a risk management template it's free. Go just put in your email and download it. All right. And I'm trying my best to help you guys out. Love you guys. Hope you guys have a phenomenal trading rest of the month. And God willing, I will see you guys next Tuesday. And in terms of videos, maybe before the week is over. All right. Y'all have a blessed one. Thank you for giving me such a great stream. Love you guys. Catch you on the next one. Peace. Take care, buddy.